Hi, it's Darnell with Oats and Recipes, and today I'm going to be showing you how to cook up oats, then showing you how to cook up amaranth in the Ninja Combi all-in-one multi-cooker oven and air fryer. So that you'll know how to cook these up in this cooker, I'll let you know up front this is not a quick cooking process, so if you want quick, this is not a video for you. But for you who are interested in how to cook up these things and similar in the Ninja Combi so that you can do everything in one cooker, then this is a video that will show you how to do that. And so let's get cooking right now. Okay, so I've got my Ninja Combi here. Inside I've got the Combi cooking pot, and I've got 2 cups of oats. These are not oatmeal. This is oats, organic oats. And they are quick cooking oats. But 2 cups are in there on the pot. And I'm going to add some other ingredients. The first of the other ingredients is going to be 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. So I'm going to get this, oops, dropped my spoon, sorry about that. But this is organic ground cinnamon, so I'm going to get 2 teaspoons of this in. So it's 1, and then I'm going to get a second in, and I will stir things up later, so this won't be, the cinnamon won't be centered in one area like that. Things will get stirred up. And let's see, I'm going to get some, maybe I should stir it up now. Probably be good to just stir it up now before putting in the other ingredients. So I'm going to stir it up now because you want the cinnamon well distributed. You don't want to have pockets of cinnamon, which will occur if you don't stir things up. So it's cool to do that while things are all still nice and dry. So do that like so. Now the next ingredient that I'm going to add in is going to be 2 tablespoons of raw honey. So I'm going to get that in, and that will kind of move around inside of the cooker across some more of the oats and such, and things will get mixed up even afterwards some. So you'll see as we go through the process. I don't have to try and stir the honey around all over the inside of the pot like I do with the cinnamon. So just going to get that 2nd tablespoon of honey in. Next ingredient is 4 tablespoons of organic butter. So don't need to chop it up or move it around. It will get moved around and basically melting all inside of there as things are cooking up, so it'll be fine. So just getting that in here now. See if I can get it off of this paper. There we go. Alright, there we go. Okay, the next ingredient is going to be 6 cups of water. I use distilled water. If you haven't seen it, I've got a full review of the water distiller here on the channel. Also a full review of the Ninja Combi, giving all the details about it. And so you can check those out here on the channel. Alright, so this is 4 cups, and nothing in these videos is sponsored, nothing given to me by anyone, pay for it with my own money. That's the way I like things done. Alright, this is the last 2 cups, so 6 cups of water there. Basically put the pot in like that, close the door, turn the cooker on. Going to flip things up to the Combi cooker so that we can do that steaming. And so I'm going to go down to the steam setting actually. And steam only has time, it has no temperature, as I've mentioned in the initial review for the cooker. But for time, I'm going up to 25 minutes, so a good bit of steaming is going to be going on. So I hit start, and now it basically does the preheat and steams away a lot of the water and does a lot of steaming. And so basically, I'll just let it run so you see how long it takes to preheat before it actually starts counting down time, but it'll just be steaming the water and such. So we'll let that run for a while. Alright, so time started counting down. I'll have time on the screen of how long it took to preheat, but we'll let this go ahead and steam for 25 minutes and then I'll bring you back. Alright, so things have been cooking now for the full time. I didn't touch a thing, and it's done. So now what I do is I pull it out a little bit, stir things up. As I stir things up, these oats will continue to cook and absorb the remainder of the water. So I'm just trying to get anything that might have gotten kind of stuck or cooked to the bottom of the pot up a little bit, and just get things stirred up well. So that's pretty good. You can let me know how you think things look, but it's not done because, like I said, things have to kind of set for a moment and kind of absorb some more of that water. But this is how things look at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and take this pot out. I'll show you what I do next. So I'm going to take the pot out. I'll set this aside real quick. And that'll set for a little bit while we do the remaining parts here. There's a lot of water in here now. A lot of water from steaming. So how do you get rid of that water? You close up and it says dry and you hit start. It's basically going to do a heated sequence with the fan and all for 3 minutes. And we'll see if that gets it dry. If it does not get it completely dry, I'll show you how to continue getting things dry if you have to. I'll show you even if it does get things dry, just so you're aware. But let's let this run. Alright, the drying sequence is almost finished, but I hope you see the steam coming out. It was steaming when it was cooking too. And of course that's pretty hot there, but now I need to check, confirm if things are dry, and they're not. Things are still pretty wet in there. So what do I do to get another drying sequence? There's no other function that will let it produce heat without a pot in there. Only dry will produce heat without a pot in there, so I have to fool it. I've got to put this back in, and I've got to do steam for like 1 minute. That's the least I can have it do. It won't go to 0. And I have to do like 1 minute of this cook, and then take it out again and run the dry again. So I'm just going to let this run for 1 minute real quick. It won't really mess the oats up. I've done this before. Alright, time's up for that 1 minute, just to kind of fool this thing and to give me more dry time. So I'm just going to set this aside on this cooling rack I got on the side here. You got to close up again and run another dry cycle. So I'm going to let it run another dry cycle. Alright, so after a second dry sequence, you look inside. Things are still wet in there. Now usually 2 will do it. Usually, well, for some things 2 will do it, but I guess not this time. So I'm going to have to do a third drying sequence to try and really get things dried up in there, because it's not dry. And I do want to mention that the area down at the very front of the cooker, where it sometimes catches some of the fluid, that never dries up. You have to dry that by hand. But inside of the cooker on the metal is what you really want to get dry. Otherwise you have to literally take the cooker and, you know, when it's cooled down, hold it over a sink or something. It's like 20 pounds. Hold it over a sink or something and kind of pour it out. You could try and use towels and stuff, but it's very wet. It's a lot of water. I've tried that before, like using just like paper towels and stuff. It's very wet. So it's a lot easier to just go this route and just do multiple drying sequences until this thing is dried out fully. And it also gives the oats a little more time to finish absorbing the water in. And you know, this extra minute or 2, like I said, doesn't hurt the oats at all. And as I said, this isn't a quick process, but it is a way to do things like oats without having to go get the pressure cooker or something. In a pressure cooker, this much oats would take about 22 minutes before preheat, because you're going to need about 11 or 12 minutes cooking time plus 10 minutes of rest, and you know, the preheat time. So the preheat and cook time are sort of similar in a pressure cooker to the Ninja Combi. It's just this drying process because there's no condensation catcher on the Combi like there is with a pressure cooker. So now I'm going to do yet another dry. So here we go. Alright, so 3 drying cycles. Let's see now. Yeah, it's dry now. No water in there now. Okay, so I've adjusted the view a bit so you can see things clearly. These are the finished oats. I guess instead of 5 minutes to rest, they had about maybe 9 minutes, 9-10 minutes to rest. But all the same, we're going to go in here. You see that it's definitely soaked up all that water. And I'll put some in the bowl here. And, you know, I'll put fruit and all in it later, but for you, for the taste test, I like to taste things without any changes or adjustments beyond the recipe that I showed you, just so that you get to see taste test without any of that added stuff in that would impact the flavor at all, so you know just how this goes. But let's do a taste test. Alright, so let's do a taste test. Here we go. Thank God for some cooked up oats. Still kind of hot. Gotta be careful. Alright, so the oats turned out well. Tastes good. And you can, you know, as far as ingredients and stuff, I don't really go heavy on the sweeteners, but if you want to, that's up to you. You know, I have fruit and stuff that'll, you know, add to flavor and stuff, but the oats with a little cinnamon, that's just right for that, and then the fruit that I add in later is good. But if you wanted to add more sweeteners in and such, you know, be careful with sweeteners. You know, you don't want to mess up your blood sugar levels and whatnot. But you can do the way you want, the way you like. And you can do it all in the Ninja Combi. Stuff that I would normally use a pressure cooker for, I'm not, because the Combi can do it. I'm really cooking everything in the Combi, even stuff I would normally cook in a pressure cooker. Super cool, just super cool. Now I want to show you real quick how it goes doing amaranth. Okay, so in the Ninja Combi's pot here, I've got 2 cups of organic amaranth. So that's there in the pot now. I'm going to add to the pot 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of butter, organic butter here. So just dropping that in. I'm just going to just stick it right in just like that, and not going to worry about melting it or mixing it up at all. That'll happen later. And next I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of raw honey. Next I'm going to be putting in 1½ teaspoons of organic cinnamon. And the final ingredient is 5 cups of water. And so now I'm going to go ahead and close this up. Turn the cooker on. And I'm going to use the Combi cooker side, so I put the little flap up for Combi cooking. I'm going to move the camera a little bit, maybe you get a better view of things. Now I'm going to go down to steam, and let's see, well actually there's steam. Yeah, because steam only has time. Steam has no temperature. And time for the steam I'm going to set to 25 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and we'll go ahead and let things run. You see it's going through its preheat sequence, and it'll basically get up to a full preheat and start steaming. Okay, so we see the preheat is still going, well over 5 minutes. I said it's quick, but it's not quick. It takes a while. It took, well, I'll have on the screen the exact time, but it's quicker than when you're doing like a Combi meal, and it has to do the warm-up and steaming for a Combi meal. That could take even longer for things to get to a point where it starts counting down and doing the heat from the top. So in that perspective, I guess to me it's quick, but no, it's not a quick preheat like the 90-second Ninja Foodie XL Pro air fry oven preheat, and full review of that as well on the channel. But yeah, it takes time to preheat, and then it starts counting down. So it's going to do its cook thing. So I'll just bring you back when the cook time is finished. Alright, so it's finished cooking and going to open up. And you see things are pretty steamy in there, because it's been steaming. Just get it out a little bit, and what I do at this point is I mix things up, stir things up really well. Alright, so here's finished amaranth. Just going to taste it for what it is. Usually I may add some fruit and stuff later, but just want to do the taste test for just the amaranth itself and what was put in the pot. So thank God for this. Make sure I don't burn myself. Let's taste. Okay. The amaranth, if you've never had it, it has a pretty bland flavor. That's why I put the cinnamon and stuff in. Probably could have put even a little more cinnamon in. But for amaranth, it turned out well. And like I said, you can add what you want to, you know, to the flavor or what have you. But the cooker is able to cook up amaranth if that's what you want to do. So, like I said, nothing in the video sponsored, nothing given to me. And so now you know how to cook things up like we're shown here. And so you can always help out the channel. In the video description there are lots of ways, such as my cookbook, merch, membership, donations, link to the Amazon shop where you pay the same price, help the channel. You can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. That's superwaveovenrecipes.com. And so with all that said, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.